got to go, son. It's got to go big. It's got to go big! Carlton! We're losing the shape. Tony! Do I not like that? So go.
Dear boss.
There are certain advantages in being the former manager of the England football team. The Morning Post is friendly, the critics have discovered new targets, and the world's no longer full of unwanted advice. You could easily believe that Graham Taylor's enjoying the relief of retirement, and you'd be wrong.
No, I'm not relieved that I'm out of it. For the very first time in my professional career, I haven't achieved what I set out to do. And that hurts. I mean, I know there's a lot of hassle that goes with the job, but I'd much rather still be in it with all of that hassle and be going to the World Cup.
When the campaign began, it seemed nothing could keep Taylor from the World Cup finals. He'd come through some bad days and savage headlines, but now his team was settled and confident. There was pressure as they walked out to face Norway at Wembley, but there was also fervent support. As ever, England expected.
To most people, you have got the top job. You are responsible, for better or for worse, for England's success or otherwise. Now, all of the problems that go with that, they're not interested. It's results orientated. It's never been an easy job for anyone. Some people would describe it as an impossible job. After this game, there are still 9 qualifying matches. People don't see it that way. It's all, you know, if we win, we've qualified. If we lose, get Taylor. You've got to be mentally tough in this job. And I can well understand how national managers are brought down. And I don't intend that to happen to me.
In England's next game against Turkey, only a resounding victory would do. But if Taylor's squad were feeling the pressure, they weren't showing it.
Right, thank you.
Thank you very much for the interview. I'll send the cheque through the post.
Yes.
How much would you want?
Well, you know, 2 crates of beer and that'll do us.
2 crates. What about Armshire? Look, Armshire, man. Oh, go on, Sheriff!
Go on, son! Go on!
Me and Kenny Dalglish are a great partners. Who do you think you are now, Geordie? You're just a thick fucking Geordie like me.
Can't even speak the lingo. Look at him.
At Wembley, Gascoigne gave his most convincing performance under Graham Taylor as England swept to a 4-0 victory. But Taylor didn't have long to enjoy the win. Alan Shearer's goal was almost his last contribution to the cause. Crippling injuries would soon deprive England of both Shearer and the captain, Stuart Pearce. The backroom team prepared for the visit of San Marino. They'd worked for the last 4 England managers and understood, far better than most, the nature of Taylor's job.
And it is almost an impossible job. You know, the expectations have always been high, but they rise all the time. We're always expected to do very well. We're always expected to win everything. Well, it isn't like that, is it? You know, there aren't too many dummies in terms of teams around the world scene now.
San Marino should have been dummies, but after 45 minutes, even they were provoking some bizarre excuses.
Ball is shit. 2 of them are shot.
Just listen to the crowd. And in all honesty, when 51,000 people pay top prices for a match like this, they're entitled to show their opinion.
They're going to get all of us, aren't they, unless we score goals. So it's as simple as that. People's judgment will all be based on how many goals were scored. They'll not look at how you played.
I haven't heard an England player jeered at Wembley for a long time like John Barnes has been here.
Hey, you're talking about another human being, so just watch your language, all right? They're hammering him, aren't they? You know, I tell you what, it does show the influence of newspapers, though, with these, with the Daily Mirror articles and the Sun article on him. Fucking hell, Paul. The deliveries have been poor. You see, our crossing has been poor. Our service from our restarts has not been up to standard. So the thing is, taking Gascoigne off at this stage, fucking hell.
I know. It's a bold decision.
Crucified that.
It's a bold decision. I wouldn't. I mean, that's what we are accusing Lazio of doing. I mean,
yeah, but having said that, are we frightened of that?
Yeah, well, I'm not really worried about it, but I mean, he's trying to do what he wants.
Yes, yeah. You're in. Right, we're in. Yes. John Barnes. Carlton. What was he doing in the fucking box? Didn't we tell him to hold the middle of the pitch? Hey? Yes! Adams. 6. Gascoigne, in my opinion, is unhappy. And that's what happens to a lot of lads that go abroad. And he's trapped in it somehow, isn't he? He's trapped in it.
He's like a lead violinist and they need a little bit of pampering. And Lazio, they've taken a talent who's unique and they're trying to make him conform.
England defeated Turkey with a goal from their most gifted player. But they knew that Holland would offer them far greater problems. It began so well at Wembley, as the much-abused Barnes helped them establish a 2-goal lead. But then the problems began. Bergkamp, one of the world's most expensive footballers, scored a goal to match his status. Gascoigne's cheekbone was shattered by a flying elbow as the tide began to turn. Des Walker, drained of form and confidence, hauled down his man on the brink of the area. The offence was efficiently punished. Taylor's luck was running out, and stern reality was crowding in. For all their problems, England arrived in Poland still unbeaten. But the real tests were now at hand. 2 away games within 5 days, and the nation as demanding as ever.
We're here to do a job, and I'm sure the people back home, you know, will expect us to sort of come away with the results that get us into the United States.
Hey, swinging.
Swinging on again. No problem. Come on, lads. 4-2-1.
The Poland trip had been planned months in advance. As ever, there were some unpleasant surprises in store.
Part of the problem, of course, is that you're never too certain what kind of training facilities
that you may eventually be presented with, even though we come out and check out the hotels and the facilities that we are likely to have. These can change a great deal, and you can see what we have today, a pitch that's not been cut, an open situation with probably 500 or 600 people in and around us here. But it's one of the reasons why I stayed another day in England, to try and get as much work done as possible. We'll go down and have a look at the stadium first thing in the morning, not do anything, and then come back in. They're telling me that they will have this grass cut, and we'll be up here sort of 11:45, 12 o'clock time. They're also telling me that it'll be closed. And I need to speak to Gascoigne about this mask. I think Lazio insisting he wears the mask. I think it's to do with their insurance, so somebody's been telling me back there that they've allowed him to play. The insurance will cover him if he gets another knock, but only if he's got the mask on.
Pal! The what? What? Yeah. Ladies, bro, just a little bit.
We're friends. That's nothing.
Whistle the match of the day with him. Whistle the match. Look at his face and whistle match of the day.
Because he's like, you know when someone says to you,
right? Whistle him. You have to whistle the match of the day. Look at his face and whistle.
Come on, guys.
There you can. Look at his face.
You reckon this holds on 60,000, would you reckon?
More, I would have said so, with the seating arrangement. I mean, they're only plank seats, aren't they?
Yeah.
Get out of this. Come here.
Lazio just want to know whether you've got to wear your mask. Don't wear it in training, but wear it in the game, eh? Decent surface, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, boss, are you playing this?
Nah. I think you've had too many Mars bars this fucking week.
Oh, no. Come on, boss, players, man.
Nah, fuck you, you're lucky to be here, son.
Please, players, let me play that. Let me play the other lad.
No, you're lucky to be here. You've got good feet, but you've got a fucked up knee, fucked up brain and a fucked up belly.
Please, I beg you, go on, just give us one game.
We might give you 20 minutes, depending on your attitude.
You promise?
If you learn to speak properly between now and then.
Okay, then.
Hello there. All right. Just come to have a look, Jim. See that length of that tunnel up there? Yeah. A win, I'll be up it like a...
Exactly. And 10 more ago.
Anything less than that's a fucking long way, isn't it? I was just saying, there was an article in one of the papers, and you never can tell. I'd forget who it was telling me. They were saying that their intention would be to kick Gascoigne off the park. But I mean, I think you read so much of that, don't you?
Yeah.
But I think it's more likely to happen here than it is at Wembley.
Yeah.
Tony Dorigo is coming in for Martin Keown, and Teddy Sheringham is coming in for Les Ferdinand. Otherwise, the team is the same as we played against Holland. What we want there is a similar, if not a better, performance with the right kind of result. Phil just warms people up, and then we'll get ourselves into our two groups again and make sure then we come the usual kind of routine that we have. Okay, well done, Ted.
When we played in Poland the last time, when we had to qualify for the European Championship, you gave two players their debut. Now you're giving another one at the debut. You're obviously a brave manager, aren't you?
Well, let me go back to You've got two kinds of reporters. Well, you've got many kinds of reporters, but you've got reporters out that really basically are looking in the main to report on the game and things. Then you've got other reporters who are looking for stories. Unfortunately, people see things or read things and they assume that is actually the mood of everything. What is important is that the players and myself know exactly what the mood is. Football management, staying in football management over a long period of time invariably means that you win more than you lose. Now, everybody can talk about sort of playing well and fine. If you consistently play well and lose games, you don't stay in the job.
How do you see
Des Walker's present form, and how do you think it's affected him?
Well, I mean, I look at what a player does for you over a period of time, and I can count probably on one hand the mistakes that Des has made whilst I've been in charge of the national side.
Do we have a situation here and later in Oslo where the result is the be-all and end-all, really?
Of course, at this moment, I think it's impossible that we will sort of lose both games, because that's an attitude of mind that you've got to have in your players. But I'm a realist. I don't predict. You never predict. You can't predict. So as long as, you know, that we just clarify that and that we know what we're aiming on.
So you regard it as unthinkable rather than impossible?
Yeah, I think, yes. I wish I'd said that, John, now. Yeah, it's unthinkable, yeah. Good save, son. Yeah. Nigel first. Wait for the whistle. Another 33-1 job. Oh. Martin.
No, oh no! 1 to 5 on,
1 to 5 on. Yes, Martin. So what you've got to do, you've got to take every ounce out of the game. And if you're into the penalty box, that has to bring you down. It brings you down. Now, what people fall into a trap, in my opinion, and my opinion is there to be disagreed with, people always want a variety of restarts. Oh, I mean, you're listening to people like John Motson the other day, somebody did different than an in-swing. He says, isn't it a change to see an outswing? Because we're so with in-swingers in our football league. The reason we continue doing in-swings in our football league is the most productive way of scoring from a corner. And I've always thought to myself, fucking hell, if we're after winning games, and winning games you've got to score goals, and you get a restart, and you can pretty well work out that if we put that in, even if people are watching us, we can still keep scoring from them. What do we want to stop doing it for? There are certain things that don't change. Until they change the laws of the game, restart, set pieces will always win and lose games. And you'll ignore them at your peril. You know yourself sometimes the attention that you either pay or don't pay. Don't think, you know, that other footballers are any different than you in other countries. Some of their attention span is even less than yours. I can't believe that, but it is. There's our supporters then.
There. There's a bit
that group there.
A little bit before there.
What's his mask? He's forgot his mask.
He's forgot his mask, yeah. Freddie's forgot his mask. Once they cross that touchline, they really are on their own. What we don't want is to be caught quick break. Oh, fucking hell, we are in trouble. Fuck me.
Fucking guys are falling down there. Inch is telling him there.
Not strong enough on the ball. What a run that was. Got a free kick. Steady. He really went for his 11 there. I couldn't see him not scoring, could you, Phil?
No.
Who is it? Ince. That's Ince out for the Norway game. I didn't see it. That's Ince out for the Norway game. I said to him before, nothing stupid. Hey?
Started it.
Carlton!
Hey! Tell him to settle down! Settle down!
You've got to be able to play, boys. You can't.
Steady it!
Yeah. John! Barnsley! Tuck in more!
10 yards in!
Tuck in more! Tuck inside more!
In to go out! Sorry! Tony!
That's better!
That's better!
Stay there, Carlton. Stay there, Carlton. Oh, fucking... Do I not like that? So goal. What a fucking ball. What a ball from Des to Barnes and then Barnes. What a fucking... It's our possession.
No.
It's from our free kick. We've come square and ball in here. Des and Barnes are going to think, hey? Fucking ball, eh? You talk till you're fucking blue in the face, don't you? We're all over the fucking shop then, aren't we? Keep of the lot. Come on, come on. Bigger, bigger. We've done that fucking! Can we not knock it?
Tony! Tony!
We've done everything that we tell them not to do. We've done everything that we tell you not to do. Lads, you're all right? So we're looking to make any change?
You could do, but you could say, look, you're going to give it in quarter of an hour, and then you're going to have to do something about it, because we're not at the ball game. There's too many of them.
Let's give a corner, Auntie. Hey? We nearly give a goal away against Turkey like that, and Barnes are back down. Who? Carlton.
The fine clips him as he goes by. He retaliates. It's very good. The runner!
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, yes. Yes!
Rozpoczęła się druga część spotkania Polska-Anglia. Jeszcze jeden komunikat.
Graham, just give us your thoughts, could you?
We've got to start to use your heads. You play football with your heads. Just your thoughts. I said heads. We play football with your heads. So you're all right. You're all right. There's no need to knock it first time, was there? There's no need to touch it for. You know, did you think it was necessary to kick it first time?
No.
I mean, it wasn't the greatest ball back from Des neither. Who is it?
He's done his shin right.
Tuffy in there. I think Tuffy in there to pass the ball. Tuffy in there to pass the ball.
If he's coming off, swap.
Yeah.
You probably need about 4 or 5 stitches in the shin.
We'll have to take him off. We'll give it 4 or 5 minutes and we'll take him off.
Well, he might manage.
All right, okay, we'll have a look at that.
18 minutes gone, you've got 19 minutes gone. 25 minutes.
Tuffy for Gascoigne. Tuffy for Gascoigne at the moment, just leave it as it is.
Yeah.
Nigel, have a good stretch now, son. Couple of minutes, son, come on.
Up and in.
So then again, it's righty. It's made for righty to come and score, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Nothing, it's made for righty to come and score off the bench.
If you put Nigel on, you've got no width. If you bring Barnsley off the righty.
Although I'm saying now they'll put Platty back in for Carlton Palmer into central midfield. I know he won't always hold it, but you know what I mean? They'll put him back in there and just bring Carlton off for now, eh? Leave Incy on. The goal that we want. I'll put you on, and I want Platty, tell Platty I'm going to take Carlton Palmer off. Platty central midfield. He'll still get forward, do you see what I mean? Don't play, I'm going to take Carlton off. All right? 16, and we want 4 off. Just. And the other one may yet be Clough for Gascoigne. May yet be. I can see what they mean by Sharpie for Barnes. It may just be.
That's what a little bit of what Ince being booked, but I think the sting's gone out of that now.
Well, we'll
just got to wait. He's going to go for a shot. Incy, quality! Oh, son. What? Referee! Referee!
Now, corner. That was a penalty.
There.
That was a penalty.
Yeah, I guess this one.
That was a penalty. Come on, ref, I'm doing my time again.
Come on, quality! Quality! In and out, there's only two in the box. You're in, righty! Yes!
Come on!
And in the first half, I think we've run around like headless chickens in the first half. I believe that it's right and proper that you face people what I call eyeball to eyeball. I believe that you shouldn't be second best, but I don't believe that you should ever start a war. We drew at home to Norway. We are looking for the win, but we're certainly not looking to be beaten. Now what we've got to do, we've got to go to Norway and, if at all possible, win that game. Because then we've beat them over our two-game series, because we've won and drawn. What we mustn't do against Norway is lose to them. Let's learn from things and let's go on. OK, well done, lads. Well done.
Yeah, it's the same area as Barnsley as well. It's Incy, isn't it? Same area as Barnsley.
Where's this going on? My mum going to see this. Yeah. All right, mum. Told you.
Take. Stance, did you? Stance.
Number.
Everyone.
Right!
No.
Give me that one!
Give me the phone.
I was going, get him on. You can have it all. I was saying it, right? I was saying, because on the bench, you can have it. I'll give you it now. You should have seen me when you scored. Where was I? Couldn't see it. We was up, you know the flats? You know the balcony on the flats? Yeah. That's where we were.
I saw you up.
Did you see us? Did you see us?
Yeah.
I saw. I had to stand up. I couldn't see it.
Yes, we have lost Paul Ince. It was his second booking. He will not be able to play against Norway.
The whole track tonight, is that possible? Just for 10 minutes? I'll do it here, Graham. Graham, or 10 minutes here? 10 minutes and that's all it needs.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll tell you what, if you get downstairs, if you go down there, out the way out of here, I'll do 10 minutes now rather than the whole thing.
After the draw with Poland, England travelled to Oslo. They carried the nation's fading hopes, but they also carried the usual depressing cargo of injuries.
Well, if we can come on to the more serious ones, then followed by the running repairs. Our continuing one is Les Ferdinand, as you know, with his condition rather than injury. It's just this problem which was confirmed by scan. But he's making good progress each day, as I said to you last night. And I think today, with your sort of approval, he should join in and see how he manages, because we really got to know, haven't we?
Yeah.
It's a make or break one with that.
You mentioned yesterday you'd had a word with him.
Yeah, he's happy. He's happy to do that, to see how he is. Otherwise, we're just going to go on seeing each day, and the match is Wednesday, 2 days' time. So he's happy to join in today. Then we've got young Ian Wright, who played perfectly well, 20 minutes without any trouble, and after the game was, no pain, and was a bit euphoric, of course. And then yesterday, when we got here, was unable to train, so the foot was very painful. And we'll have to see. I think today's sort of day you got in mind would be suitable. Though having a resting day and a massage and swim, it might produce a better foot by this evening.
Great.
man dissension.
Fred. Fred. You asked me to put some music on. It's an opening line, isn't it?
Once we'd played Poland, we're flying on to Norway the next day. And people are already wanting to know what your team is for Norway. But that's not good enough, really, for the media, because it's a story every day. And what I did in the first day, certainly, was to tell them the truth and say, look, I can't help you, I haven't got a story for you today. Now, that opens up speculation, and you've got to let them speculate.
Does it represent, change to what we had for the Poland game?
Well, the team's in my mind, yes. I think it's something that probably Paul will eventually, or hopefully, come to terms with. That, as well as all the training that goes on, it's how you feed and how you refuel yourself, let's say, between training.
Late better. What late?
Miller.
Oh, Miller late, yeah. More Miller late. I'm the diet brandy. Diet brandy. Give me a Remy late.
Some people, in fact, perhaps in this room, there may be people that think that he should be out but won't say it. You know.
Different pastors. Right, yeah. You big spaghetti, I'm not had the sandwich. Once.
Yeah?
Not once.
You haven't had it once?
No. But it's not a menu. Very rarely. It's not a menu, very rarely.
It's not on the menu?
No. You've got a restaurant. It's a stout, it's bread stout. Of course it's stout. But I've got yum, it's with stout. Bread fresh. Not fresh. It's fresh like it. The underpants what you had on yesterday. Yo, what is that? Yo, is it now? These underpants, it's fresher than my mouth. Is that the living lick or what? It's the bomber Clark.
I will be making changes to the team.
What do you think of that?
Norway are a very methodical team with a very methodical manager. They'll be expecting us to play one way, but for this game, I will be changing the formation.
Very interesting, isn't it?
We will be playing with three at the back, pushing people forward to attack them, and with Ferdinand and Sheringham at front, I expect us to cause them a lot of problems.
Forward, lads!
There's been speculation about Gascoigne playing or not. He's always been playing in my mind, because whether he's 13 stone or 10 stone, the Norwegian players are in awe of him.
Fucking Paul, come on! Hey! Fucking hit the space in there!
Don't blame him!
It's only got to be it. It's just in there for them twice.
Hey, Paul! Come on, get your head up!
Go, Les! Hit Les! Hit Les over the top!
In the channel!
Fucking hell! Les, demand it! All it is one, he's got his area to go. Tell him, Les! That's well, you tell him! They perhaps can't see you! I can let them know!
One pass earlier!
I'm unhappy with the movement of the front players, all right? Yeah. Hey, I'm unhappy with the movement of the front two players. Yes, we are, yeah. You're not playing the ball at all. I mean, where's Gascoigne? Where is Gascoigne? Sharpie! Sharpie! Fucking hell.
Come on, son, come on!
Push on, Lee! Push in, Des! Oh, you're in. Hit!
Oh, hit it! Go!
When Sharpie goes in, Des has got to come a little bit this way. He can't let them come off him. He's got to
push in there.
Just push in that bit more down his side, you know. Because you're just pushing in like the fullback then, aren't you?
Keeper!
Deal with it, deal with it.
In the hole!
In the hole. Oh, they're there, they're there! They're there! Fucking hell's bell, they're just coming. Do you see what I mean? You've got to be alive to that. They've just walked back. There's no things of switching or anything like that. Of peeling off and getting back into it. I'll tell you what, that ball is there for them. Isn't it? Yeah. The ball is there for them. If they're looking...
Two touch and in.
And just clip your area.
One touch,
you're in.
They've got to be in. You're not hitting them early enough.
No.
Chicken and egg, Phil. They're waiting for the ball and he's waiting for the run. They've hit his space. It's all that's it.
It's in the hole. Let it go. One.
It's a bit early now. You're too late. You're too late. You can't you cannot wait. You can't wait that time and then expect to deliver that. Fucking hell. I'd book that number 9. He just dives looking for penalties, doesn't he? Hey?
All the time.
That's going all over the
Oh, he's fucking nowhere near. Nowhere near. He's had 2 great starts. I mean, in the free kicks he's had by the side, and he's not delivered anything for us. Come on, Dozer!
Come on, Paul! Come on, Paul!
Oh,
dear referee! Watch it! Watch, he's taking it!
Stand up, stand up!
That's in. Went to fucking sleep, didn't we?
How many?
Hey, we went to fucking sleep though, didn't we? Hey, how can you go to sleep and turn your back like that? Hey, hey. Yeah, it does again, won't it? You've got to get righty on it, please.
We'll do it. Yeah. Righty warmed up.
You've got to get righty on anyhow.
Gotta go on now.
Yeah. Better ball, son. Might be in. Referee!
Giving it. Come on, Tony! Let Pallister up.
Righty, have a run. Have a run. All of you. All of you. Have a run.
Hey, how can you give a goal away?
He's arguing with the ref.
Who?
See when he gets a positive ball in here.
Let's have a look.
See when he gets a positive ball in here.
Fucking hell.
Garbage.
Hey, it's terrible.
That's what he's in the fucking side
You're in the
for.
side to deliver, pal.
That's what he's in the side for.
Hey? Look here! Look over there!
Left wing.
Hold him up. He's picking the runner.
We're in trouble here. Hey, let's put him up the near post, son.
Up the near post, over the top of him.
Ball from over the edge.
Playing from right over there.
Now then. Now then. Now this is a test, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a real test.
This is a real test. Can you believe it, Mary? Oh, fucking hell, boys. He's not with it, this boy, is he? Carlton. Oh, fucking hell. Des! What would you go to, a 4 then? And leave Pallister and Adams in? Probably bring Des off a little bit now. And try to get into a 4, but if you get into a 4, who's on there? Do you see what I mean? You can get Sharp, you can go back at left back, can't he?
You can do.
Hey?
You're going to have across the midfield.
The only thing I'm saying, do we take him off and keep it like where we look out of sorts a bit, don't we? I mean, tackle.
Yeah. You want to go to a normal back 4.
He will just go and play the same role now and hold it up more. Do we actually just get into that back 4? Flex up in, let's just see if Gascoigne, we get him somewhere in the attacking third. Nigel! Just get yourself stripped, son. Just sit in here with me whilst you are doing that. All we're just going to do is let Lee come left back. We still want him moving on, do you see what I mean? So we're going to take Des off, and we're going to come into what looks, you know, like a back four with Pally and thing. And we want Gascoigne to be pushed as far forward as we can, tell him. Get up and play like he did against us, in that forward line, tell him. Do you see what I mean? And then you can just get in behind those two and just play from there as you see it. Do you see? All right?
Left-hand side or...
No, what I'm saying is that if you can just play in behind right and Ferdinand, do you see what I mean? And then just go play your game and play as you see it from there. And get Gascoigne out of the way into forward position so he can get wide and what have you. All right? On you go, Nige. All the best, son.
Push up! Push up!
Absolutely knackered. Hey? That's absolutely knackered, isn't it? Gaza.
Your team selection, I think, surprised many people. Do you regret 2-1-2-1-2? Graham, how upset were you by that?
Given the satisfaction of a rolling. That's a question you'll have to put to my employees.
It's Norway 2, England 0.
On reflection, having made those changes, I didn't give myself enough time to work with the team on the training pitch before the game, and then on the night the players didn't perform.
England absolutely down and out, devastated and defeated.
Norway was miserable, and the summer tour was no better. Defeat by the USA was the lowest point and provoked hysterical demands for Taylor's head. 3 months on, and the manager was a lonely, vulnerable figure as he travelled to southern Spain for an uncomfortable meeting.
Fitness and form permitting, I shall bring Stuart Pearce back into the squad. And also I shall make him captain. And it's very important to me, therefore, that I speak to David Platt face to face. It's a wonderful thing being captain of your country at any sport. And it's easy to give it to people, but it's never so easy to take it away from them.
Don't break down and start crying, for God's sake. I've got enough of that at the moment, tears all around the place. So we'll do that and take it from there. You okay with that?
Yeah, I think from my point of view, like I said, I wanted it, you know, and it's nice to have had it, but I think in terms of the morale of the squad, it's probably the right thing to do. I mean,
and I say at least what it does do, because I'll get asked that question, and I'll be able to say, yes, Stuart is back in.
No, I mean, it's important for me to know as well, so that I can handle that question when it comes at me, because it will come at me as well.
Well, you never know which angle they're going to take, can you? So, there we are. We could go have a game with those kids now, too. Kick back.
Who was the number 2 in the Sampdoria side? Number 2.
Number 2, Manini.
I mean, I would be the first to say, as I've said so many times, we got everything awfully wrong against Norway. Now, you can, at club level, if you get a game where, for any reason, everything goes wrong, 3 days later, you've got an opportunity to put it right. And really, our opportunity to put it right at the World Cup level after Norway is in September against Poland. And you do have bad days. Managers have bad days, and players have bad days. Sometimes one rescues the other. Other times you sink together on that particular day because neither of you get it right. Whether England gave the game to the world or not is now irrespective. It doesn't belong just to England. It's a world game. And it's wrong for us to assume that everything that we do in our country is right, that we should have our own way. There are 160-odd countries are affiliated to FIFA. And the game, whether we gave it to the world or not, the game belongs to them all. to let me in here.
With the critical game against Poland just a couple of weeks away, Taylor still found time to fulfil a long-standing appointment with the inmates of Ashwell Prison. Even in jail, the questions had a familiar ring.
How are you?
Question is Gaza playing next time?
Well, we'll just have to wait and see, but he'll be here anyhow. Do you want me to sign that?
No, Axel, put you in. Thank you very much indeed.
Okay, thank you.
If you could change just one thing in the structure of English football as head of England, what would you want to do to improve the chances of England in international?
I think that the immediate thing, and when you say improve, there's no doubt at all levels we play too much football. There's no questions of boys playing 60, 70, 80, 100 games, because some of our young boys now, they're burnt off before they've even sometimes
They're playing on full-size pitches as well, which the Europeans seem to go against. They want smaller pitches.
Changing tack slightly, talking about the press, how do you cope with the tabloid press and the picture they paint of you?
What I do dislike, if I say, I dislike things where I do know where people have made up stories. I mean, there's a story in the Daily Mirror under the name of a journalist called Nigel Clark about that I had sent Gascoigne to do my job to talk to the press. Now, it's a complete fabrication. You're a journalist, you've got to be doing that job every day. You've got to find something to write, something to say every day. It's bloody difficult, you know, without saying something different. And then when you've written it and when you've put it in, and the next day sort of people are either, you know, using the paper sort of for fish and chips or, you know, to wipe the backsides of it. It must be hard to do a job like that, wouldn't it? Because everybody expects England to win every game. And of course that's unlikely to happen and hasn't happened. It didn't happen in previous managers. And we've just had a run of results that has seemed to upset one or two people in the country. And consequently, you know, I think I'm as well staying in here with you fellas, to tell you the truth. Particularly if we lose against Poland.
You're obviously a brave man,
Can we not knock it? Go! Go! Go!
As England prepared to play Poland, the critics were striking their target.
I sometimes feel that she'll be saying to me, like any mum would say, you're okay, you're fine, remember we love you. And, you know, I always feel it's the hurt in her, you know. I think she feels so much hurt about it all, and it is difficult. Now, that's not to say that you're not strong enough to know that this goes with the job and that they're not strong enough to know. I think the first thing is to recognise that there is a stress factor about it all. I mean, I sweat a lot in the, you know, I'm waking up with the usual pyjamas wet through.
Sorry, Tony.
I've never been in the airport run like this. Fucking come out and gone in.
Because he said he's going there, and I had to adjust myself.
1-0, 1-0. Shut it. Just get cut out by the fucking
Bang.
man.
You wouldn't get cut out.
Where am I going to? You're going there. David, look.
Oh, great run.
Oh,
go on, chip him! That's shit, Phil.
Can I play?
So what we're actually looking at, we're not just going through the motions, we're looking for good quality work, eh? Don't lose the ball to the first defender. The side that we're playing on Wednesday struggles against crosses. You've got to get your crosses in. If you're attempting to get them in and you're losing it to your first defender all of the time, we're not going to give ourselves the best chance to win the game. So let's get some quality work in this now. OK, Phil. Just hit your space, hit your space. Well done, excellent. Just hit the space, they'll get there. That's it. And up she comes. Well done, and back in again, and finish, Merce. Good lad. That's better. We've got some quality to it now. Dave, cameras are here. Cameras are here. Every team selection has a risk element to it. But I wouldn't be putting Paul Gascoigne in if I didn't think he justified his place. In every one of my selections, there's not only a risk, but there's a responsibility, because my teams have to play your selections. Never carry that risk and never carry that responsibility.
Are you looking forward to the 90 minutes?
I've been waiting.
Looking forward to sitting there and watching.
Brian, I've been waiting for this since I walked up that dressing room after the Norway result and thinking I've got bloody well 3 months now to wait. Instead of having a bloody good summer, I've had a miserable, lousy summer waiting for the game to come.
We can't get Catherine. Can you hear Catherine? This is England's 700th. This is England's 700th international, and few could have been more important. The team knows it has to win to safeguard their chances of reaching the World Cup finals, as well as the future of manager Graham Taylor. Mark Suster, Sky News.
For the first time, injuries and suspensions weren't an issue, and Taylor was ruthless in his selection.
Look at it, but I said, your job now is to get yourself back in the team. I said, because I never thought that I'd be doing this. But I said, every good, great players, they have little bits where they've just got to pull their game back together again. And I said, at the end of last season, it wasn't good for you. And I said, the big lads come in. I said, you say you're playing well. I said, so is he. Yeah. And sometimes I think they're relieved, you know. Oh, they're moan and groan because they can't be seen. They've got to moan and groan. They've got to say they're disappointed. But I get the impression sometimes that you've done them a favour. You know what I mean?
14 is Wed Grits. And 16 is Ziobert. There's only 3 subs. A keeper and 3 subs.
Seaman? There's a lot of mail for Graham, for instance, you see, which he'll either look at or I'll give it to his secretary to deal with tomorrow, you know. Most of it's good luck stuff, you know.
If we don't win tonight and we don't make it to the World Cup, he's got to sack him. Yeah, he's had a lot of injuries, but his selections let him down in Norway and that. I think he should have changed the formation a bit, but hopefully he'll get it right tonight. Well, he has, hasn't he, I think? By dropping Des Walker, because he deserved the boot, didn't he, really?
Ian Rich. Cool links.
Hello, man. How are you doing?
Isn't that amazing? Habit. I've just got to put Dave Seamans on 13. That's incredible. Been so used to putting them on 13 before.
It's a thankless task, isn't it? To be England manager. Very, very hard thing to do. You're going to get the press handing you the whole time. You can't win, and they're always going to pick into his, you know, his private life, and and destroy him as a man. They'll do that to anybody.
Well, he's there. The players have got to get behind him. We've got to do a job. It's not the management. It's the 11 players. It's Pete. We've got to do the business.
Graham, sub numbers.
Yeah.
Who? No, that's not him.
Nico! Love is in the air. Every word is all around. As it goes. Good fault that is as it goes.
Stupidly. But in that final third, Les, today, I'm going to be quite nice to you. But tomorrow, I'm going to fucking kick you up the arse.
I do want you to do? I want you to hurt him.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
I feel I'm buzzing. Honestly,
Yeah.
don't worry about me. I'll
No,
be fucking buzzing
all right.
tonight, boss.
All right. Free kicks, 4 against. Let's just have a look at them. Free kicks 4 then. If you say I'm not too happy with that, say so, and then we can have a look and a talk about it. I don't mind one touch. I don't mind one touch.
Just see Rob was there. Rob comes and gets, just see the walls there. Rob then comes and gets me. I stop, and then Stu comes with his run.
And bends it round.
Yeah.
One stop in there and he comes round. Come on, right him, Elson. Good lad. Well done, lads. Hey, that's better, isn't it? Hey, good lad. Come on in, son.
See you next month, boss.
See you next month.
Back there, what
Hold
about
on. Now we wait for the other fella, eh? To you as well. All the very best. Now don't beat Norway twice. And Holland.
You have a nice evening then, Graham, did you?
Yeah, but well, you will. But this is a run of 3 games now, isn't it? You see, that's the thing. That it all starts again. You know, the boy Gascoigne's coming down now. People have been wanting him not to play. Now they'll get a chance because he's suspended for the Holland game, the 2 bookings.
You must be.
Well done, son. Good lad, eh?
Brilliant.
Well done, good lad. Well done, lad. People will never accept this, and I can't really see why. The results sometimes do take a secondary nature. Now, having said that, one doesn't like to lose to the United States. I would say that looking at that particular game, it followed on the back of a very, very poor performance against Norway, which had knocked all of us, myself included. I thought the performances against Brazil and against Germany in the Silver Dome were very acceptable. I thought that was about that. Those 2 games were about what the World Cup is going to be about. It's about those conditions. It's about, as I say, that climate. It's about that atmosphere. And I thought the experience there hopefully will stand us in very good stead. We've had this very good performance and result against Poland. What we are about now is going into Rotterdam in October and getting the result that everybody wants us to get, and I know particularly around this table.
Very good, that, Graham.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Chairman, I thought it was disappointing that Gascoigne got his caution amidst the match, but it concerns me that his general behaviour seems to be something which doesn't reflect the image we try to give on the pitch.
As regards Paul Gascoigne himself, part of the problem I would think that I've had as a manager that we've spent far too much time talking about him.
What we'd like to do is to develop modules, that is short courses.
Charles Hughes, the Football Association's Director of Coaching.
To coaches in the clubs, so that, frankly, they'll become better at the jobs they do, and particularly those who are involved with youth players. The seniority of the position would be Assistant Director of Coaching.
It's always a bit confusing. Would I be correct in saying that this chap will eventually take over from you?
Well, I hope he won't take over just yet. But no, I think what is happening, Chairman, seriously, is that during my time here, I'm coming to the end of my 30th year now, but during the last 10 years in particular, there's been enormous expansion in a number of areas. I'm very mindful of the fact that we need now to organise correctly for my succession. But at the same time, I shouldn't hold up the developments that from taking place.
Hey, you want one as well, do you?
Cheers, Graham. All the best, mate.
Thanks a lot. Look after yourselves.
Take care.
Good lad.
Bye.
There's two positions I don't want to be in this world, Princess of Wales and the England manager. You get hounded, don't you?
I get letters from her now and again, you know, thanking me for taking her off the headlines.
She's never had a turnip put on top of her head, though, has she?
No.
Maybe that's next week's thing, isn't it? Well, good luck next week.
Thanks a lot. I can't and won't discuss that in public because I think that's wrong, and I think there are too many things, particularly in a game which is full of emotions, where people decide to discuss things in public. And I think it has to be said that perhaps over the last couple of months, it's a difficulty sometimes, David, to differentiate between what people are saying for the good of the game and what they're saying for self-interest. I get a bit cheesed off 3 weeks ago saying I'm going to sign the contract, take pressure off England and Graham Taylor. And I assume that he hasn't signed a contract for peanuts, and then he's coming in with all of this kind of situation, you know what I mean?
And so to Rotterdam, and the match which would decide England's fate. Taylor believed that his team could still qualify, but the gentlemen of the press were not so confident.
Before the Poland game, there was a lovely wave of optimism about, wasn't there? The country were up for it, and you could almost sense that we would win that game before we played. Now, with the changes you've had to make and some of the others you've made, do you now not sense a little bit of apprehension?
Well, only a few fellas give it that.
Graham, it has all the signs of the side you selected against Norway. There are a lot of changes.
No, don't be so silly, Rob. Please don't be so silly there. It's got nothing to do. We've just explained. There's 3.5 of the changes are forced on me. I mean, please don't be silly that way, Rob. It's got nothing to do. No, but listen. No, well, I'm answering it. It's got nothing to do with Norway. You've got a fella that half of you are Merson, half of you have been saying he should be in anyhow. You've got Wright, who sat at the back because he's only got 1 in 14. Half of you have been saying he should be out. Well, you may not be the half, Rob. Don't shake your head. But what I'm saying, yeah, so what's your problem, pals? I can't understand it.
You had said if you could make only the one change to the Poland game, that was what you would prefer to do.
No, I said if I could have added Alan Shearer to the squad, that's the thing we would be. But I haven't been able to do that. I mean, but no, that's what I said.
Yes, you did say you would make only one change if it was possible.
No, listen. I told you that after the game, if I could have only added Alan Shearer to the squad. I said nothing about a team. And what don't shake your head. No, you're not even certain now what I said, Joe. I said if I could only add Alan Shearer to the squad, then in fact I would have done that. That's what I said. Because I then said, but I can't do that because Batty is injured, Barrett's already out, and the others. That's what I said. What's the problem? What's the problem with everybody? What's the matter with everybody? Particularly English people, the Dutch people. Come on, rise yourselves. Get on with it. Look for your win. Oh, Rob, I can't continue giving Rob, I can't have... Listen, Rob, I cannot have faces like yours round about me. Now, I'll continue. No, I can't, Rob, I'll tell you this now. If you was one of my players with a face like that, I'd fucking kick you out. You would never have a chance to. Get yourself up, man. Put a smile on your face. We're here for business. Come on, Rob. Come on. Let's have a little bit back at you. Come on, Rob.
Don't you feel some of the players felt that way yesterday?
Come on. Bit more of a smile, Rob. Be a bit more. Hey? Wow. Hey? The whole nation rests on whether Rob Shepherd is happy or not.
I hope I'm smiling tomorrow. I really do.
Well, good.
I really do.
Really
I tell
do.
you, but I just worry.
Well, listen, worry. You worry, Rob. You worry. But don't make the fucking rest of us worry, Rob. Go and worry on your own.
Fair enough.
All right?
Graham, so this is...
Graham, you say this is the type of game where you want Ian Wright.
I love him, really.
It's the type of game where you want Ian Wright beside you on the bench.
Winner takes all. Two great footballing nations battling really now for one place in the United States.
Are we all in here now? Okay, just 30 seconds now. In life, there's so many opportunities, and they're always round about us, but there's too many people in life that never see them. Then there are those people who see the opportunities, they don't want to grasp it. And then there's the other people that generally are life's winners. They see the opportunities, they go looking for them, and when they see them, they grasp them. And that's what you're facing now on the football field, isn't it? Go fucking take the opportunity, it's there for you, and wring every little bit out of it, okay? Might have to go. Go on, Myers, brilliant! Go at him! Hey. Oh! Hit the post. Is it? Referee. Can you, Merce? Can you, Merce? Can you, Merce? Can you? Oh, unlucky. Oh, you still? Anything better? It's pulled off well. Yeah! Oh, he's offside. He's offside. He's offside. Platty was offside, didn't he, eh? We're in trouble. Hey? Did you lose something for Carlton from the... Oh, fucking hell. Mark in the box! He's going to go that way, Gary. It's got to be big! It's got to be big! Good lad. Go on! Go on! Well done, Sharpie. Come on, first. Come on! Go on! All right, hold it. Just hold it, Alan. Push him out. Steady, David, don't! Get round! No, don't! Bloody! Get on! Well done. That's good enough. Now listen, what about it? Sorry, Vincent tonight?
He's not doing enough.
No,
he's not doing enough. Whether he can give him 10 minutes.
Well, I think Sinton's fit
tell him
enough
what you want.
to work in there. I think Sinton's fit enough to work in there.
Yeah. I wouldn't do anything. Yeah.
Well,
let's see what he...
Well, you know, you wait on and wait. What you're waiting on for? He's struggling a bit, isn't he? Just, boy, what's up with him? Oh, come on. If we have any problems with Incy in there, could you go and sit? And could you go and play in that middle in his position?
Okay, wherever you put me in the park, boss.
You see what I mean? You give him, and then you just have to come to... If you just happen to watch him a little bit, you should be all right. Handball! Do you think you... Fucking hell, he's got to play. Well done, Tony Adams. Don't lose it! That's it! That's good enough! Go on, Platty! Referee! Referee! Should be sent off! Should be sent off as well! Is he going to send him off? He's got to send him off! That! What are they being instructed? Hey? You know the rulings, eh? Hey, come. Linesman! Linesman! What sort of thing is happening here? Hey? That is terrible. You know it, don't you? You know it. You know it. Hey? And a yellow card. Absolutely disgraceful.
So England's free kick. Merson. Dorigo, charged down by a wall of orange.
Linesman! Linesman! Hey! That's just...
Wouters again. The flick on again. Wouters going all the way through. What's he given this time? You can never tell with this referee. The Dutch are saying it was just inside. He has taken the option of saying it was just outside. That, I must say, did look inside to me. Make no mistake about it, we're not yet out of the wood, because Ronald Koeman is up behind this one, and what an irony it would be if he scored with this when he really should have been off the field. Is that wall lined up? Can Seaman get a side of it? Koeman with the shot, charged down by Ince. Bergkamp tries to get it in. I think possibly Ince will get a yellow card because he was not within, he got within 10 yards, so Koeman gets a reprieve for the second time and gets another free kick.
Fucking hell's bells. Hey?
He did exactly the same there. The fella blocked it about 3 yards from the ball.
Again, it's Ronald Koeman. Again, the problem is there. Again, it's a critical moment. He's going to flip one now. He's going to flip one. He's going to flip one, and it's in!
I tell ya, they don't fucking reserve.
To get righty on, won't we, shortly?
Yeah, I think they've got to give right a go. Yeah.
Keep going, boys! He's going to clip you. It's gone inside. It's gone inside. Come on, righty then. Go on, son. It's gone inside Davies near post. Had it. Come on! Tony! Come on! Come on! Keep it there again, Andy! Come on! Right to the death! You know we've been cheated, don't you? I'm a meter! I'm a meter! Referee! What? You know. Then he doesn't take the free kick at the other end. It's all right. Okay. Right. Now I'm in my meter here. No, you can't. Look at him. Oh. Last 2 minutes. I won't say anything else. I won't say anything else. Right. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. I won't say anything else now. Yeah. No, come on, don't. I know it isn't. That's what they'll say. But I'm allowed to stay up a meter. Yeah. Let's have a look again. Even if he doesn't see it as a penalty, he has to go. You know that. I know you know it. So, and then the fella scores a free kick. You can't say anything. I know you can't say anything. I know that. You see, at the end of the day, I get the sack now. I'm just saying to your colleague, referee's got me the sack. Thank him ever so much for that, won't you?
England's World Cup journey was almost over, and Taylor returned to Luton Airport to face the lights and the music.
The stage is set for England's last and decisive match in this World Cup qualifying group. England in red, San Marino in blue. England needing to win by a 7-goal margin and hope that Poland can do them a favour in Poznan against Holland. I'm sure you're aware now of what's at stake. And Baciocchi, number 9, picks the ball up straight away, and San Marino launched the first attack. Oh, and a mistake by Stuart Pearce, and San Marino had scored. I don't believe this.
But England's failure to make it to the States,
If he doesn't resign,
must still rest on the shoulders of one man.
If Taylor doesn't go, he will go. The FA must sack him.
He has succeeded only
into Lancaster Gate this morning,
in taking the national team backwards.
out of its misery. This morning, we are a country
England must now pay the price. Full stop.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Okay. Cheers. All right.
My advice to the next England manager is just make sure your team doesn't lose.